this character's soul?
Hold on.
By the way, post all screenshots in debate chat and such. Scans, etc.
So are you asking if my character has soul resistance?
Yes.
Like
or if
soul
he can
manipulation?
live without a soul.
Oh, if he can live without his soul?
Yeah.
Technically, yeah. Because I'll just show you. So basically, right? So Oryx, when he fought the main guardian of destiny, and right before he lost, he destroyed his physical form and his soul. And then when he did that, it was mainly to go back into his this place called the Ascendant Realm. And the Ascendant Realm is where hive gods are it's like the true forms.
Okay.
So it's yeah. Oh, I'll just show you.
So no, it's okay. I believe you. I won't steal you or anything. So we've established that he can live without a soul. That's fine. If Kratos absorbs it, however, he will be gaining all of his strength. So Kratos will be getting an amp from this soul, right? So it doesn't matter if he can live without it or not. So now that Kratos has an amp from these claws of Hades, right, and from the character's soul, what is your character going to do? It's basically A plus B. His power's added onto Kratos. Not abilities or hacks or anything, just his strength and durability.
Okay. Does Kratos have any resistance to BFR?
Yes.
Okay.
Kratos can actually tear open the fabric of space and time. As shown in the current game, he can close rifts and open them. And even when Ares BFR'd him in God of War 1, he made his way back eventually.
Okay. Does Kratos have any resistance to conceptual erasure?
Yes, he does.
Ooh.
Fear Zeus actually tried erasing him and his entire concept at the end of God of War 3. Fear Zeus is the big black mystical version that you see and fight Zeus of, and he grabs Kratos by the neck and slowly tries erasing him. Then Kratos just activates the power of hope and then bodies Fear Zeus.
Oh. Damn.
Kratos can also strip people of their free will. He created the concept of it as well, and he and hope gives him immunities to most hacks as well. So, does your character have free will?
Yes.
So, what's stopping Kratos from destroying his concept of free will and manipulating him through fate?
I don't think he has any resistance to that.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a GG
he does
then.
not. Yeah. I guess that was cool. I'll cry later.
All right, GG. Concession accepted. Who's next?
Oh shit!
God,
I'm next.
dang it, Kratos.
Oh boy.
I'm next.
Shrek, why
Who's
would you
next?
tell
Is
me?
that Chirac?
No.
Huh? No.
No. Wait. Hold on. All right.
Dio. Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
All right, Kratos. I'm next. So
The big sweat.
Okay, everyone else mute, please. I don't know. Is this Japanese kanji nigger at the bottom?
It's
Sports.
Can I be
Forks?
Your mic is a bit muffled right now. Could you please fix that up?
Yeah, we don't associate with that nigga, so...
Oh, I don't give a fuck about him then. Who's the next guy of your group, Yo?
Oh boy.
I don't think none of them are willing to debate you, to be honest.
Chirac, what's going on?
Nah, niggas don't. Alright, Jin.
It's still muffled.
Debate Kratos.
Yeah,
Oh my god, y'all scared. Alright, fine. What?
Okay, Jin, we can do exactly what I just did with Dio and do equal stats and speed if you want.
Sure.
Kratos versus anyone you want in fiction.
I'm
gonna mute you real quick, Chirac. Right. You too, Dio, please mute. Thank you. Forks, I'll debate you after I'm done with these guys. Jin, so what's going on? Which character are you using?
I'll use Hades' Nami.
Who's sorry?
Hades' Nami.
I can barely hear you, man.
Hades Izanami.
Okay, I don't know who that is. Guess this will be fun. Okay, equal stats, equal speed. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your character going to do against the soul manipulation that I provided against Dio Black?
No, so what was it? She has resistance to it because, like, basically, like, she used to form the Azure, and the Azure is basically like, the concept of soul. So, like, she can resist conceptual erasure.
Concept of soul.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can you please show me to what extent she has or he has this resistance?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Thank you. Posted in debating chat, by the way. Fuck. Wait a minute.
Yeah, so basically, like the smallest piece of the Azure transcends the concept of space and time, so it'd be like out of reversal. And then you have like
in which scan does it say that?
what is it?
The second one. Yeah, I see it.
The second one, yeah, and like the smallest piece of the Azure basically made everything in a verse, and it's like that's the first of the rules of everything. Then the last scan says how there's millions of pieces, and then the next higher piece transcend that same smallest piece, like millions, like at the same time. The smaller piece transcends life, so they're like millions layers of reversal.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So what's that going to do against Kratos, though?
How strong is Kratos?
We agreed to equal stats.
Yeah, like what would this hack's like resistance be? Like how high?
Probably the same as his physical AP and mental ability.
Okay.
So they correlate to whatever, because in God of War, right, the soul correlates to the physical strength, same as the mind, and so do his hacks. Like they actually overpower being stronger than him. So actually, it would cap a little bit higher than what you preceded.
AP doesn't like generate the hacks. Like even if we like did equalize.
I'm
AP,
saying in God of War, it does.
Okay. If we're doing like equal stats, this doesn't scale to her AP. Like her AP by itself, planetary. Since she's gonna like.
You just gave Outerversal AP.
I gave Outerversal hacks because like she basically was it? She is the Azure, and she can use the Azure's powers in order to like warp information and stuff.
Okay. So if she only has planetary feeds, then she's not going to be able to damage Kratos. She's going to need to use hacks.
Yeah.
And what hacks does she have?
She has conceptual eraser. She can like make illusions. She can cause curses. She can bind her enemies. She can
bind.
Yeah, bind.
What do you mean by bind? Like seal?
She can seal, and she like just make you from like stop moving in general.
So like, okay. What else?
She also has like poison. Poison. All her hacks are passive since Seether basically like the energy source they use, like it covers all life, and Seether gives them their abilities. So like she can just emit like her passive Seether, and like it'll just like make all her abilities passive. So like she has passive stuff.
Can you demonstrate that in combat?
In combat,
No, maybe.
for example, I'm just gonna like say something. Basically, this is their souls, and that Dark Order, like when the characters are emitting, it's basically like the energy source of Seether. So like it just covers them.
Sure, but can you please show me this effective in combat?
Okay.
Because if it's not consistent in combat, she wouldn't use it in combat. Also, does your character have free will?
Free will? Yeah.
What's stopping Kratos from destroying the concept of free will and then manipulating her through fate and fucking her over that way?
Fate Manip doesn't work on Izanami.
Okay, it doesn't work on her because she has free will. If Kratos will destroy her free will and manipulate her through fate, he's basically destroying her resistance conceptually.
How potent this hack?
This hack, it destroys her concept of free will, and she then becomes bound by fate through Kratos. And Kratos judges every single moment of her entire history, past, present, and future. What's stopping Kratos from destroying the concept of free will?
Does Kratos have any resistance to information manipulation? Because if he doesn't, the passive seeker off can just warp Kratos.
What's information manipulation?
Basically, it can warp.
I've never heard of that before.
It can basically warp data and stats and stuff.
In what way? Are they manipulating their body or soul or mind to get to information?
Basically, manipulate the concept itself, of the character, the verse, or just anything around it.
Yeah, so Kratos has resistance against conceptual manipulation. I stated that earlier.
Yeah, but how potent is it? On what level?
His concepts cannot be manipulated on that level.
Yeah, but on that level. On millions of layers?
Yes.
Yes.
On every single level. We agreed to equal stats.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Yo, Bucky, could you mute
me? Stats normally go around AP speed, and that's it, not for hacks.
Yes, and I told you that his hacks correlate to what he has as an AP.
His AP.
Outerversal. High outerversal.
How high into it?
Okay, in the current game, there are infinite amounts of strands that transcend time and space, right? The literal concepts. And it's also each strand fictionally transcends another, right? So there would be an infinite amount of fictional transcendences.
Infinite amount of fictional transcendences doesn't necessarily put you into the next tier of outerversal.
Yes, it does. Each strand sees one below it as fictional.
Yeah, that's literally hyperversal to 0D. That doesn't teach that next tier.
What do you mean?
That's literally what it is. Because a fictional transcendence.
No, it isn't.
A fictional transcendence 1D to 2D.
I already literally stated that each strand transcends the concepts of time and space, and each see one below it as a fictional transcendence. That's outerversal into high outerversal, transcending the concepts of space and time.
You can
you literally brought up transcending the concepts of space and time earlier as an outerversal argument.
Yeah, but my lowest strand, my lowest piece, transcends space and time. Then the next higher ones transcend that same strand about the same amount the one does to life. So that's why it goes into the next layer.
Yes.
Yeah, but
each strand sees the one below it as fiction. Think of it like DC, right? Limbo. Oh my god. Do you know what DC is?
Yeah, I know some of the DC.
Okay, so I can't remember the exact map, but there's Limbo, there's the source wall, and something like that. And each layer sees the bottom one as fiction. Right?
Yeah.
That's how it is in God of War with each strand.
Okay.
And there's an infinite amount of strands, fictionally transcending each other.
Okay. Alright. So say the first strand of yours, outerversal, right? Then you have an infinite amount of fictional transcendence above that.
I'll explain it, okay? So you have one strand, okay? Think of it as its own fiction, right? Then that transcends the concepts of time and space, right? Then there's another strand, cell strand, by the way. Do you know what cell strands are?
Yeah.
Okay. Then another cell strand is above that and sees that one as fiction, while that one also transcends the one before. Then you have another one transcending that, and it goes on for infinity. That's what it is.
He transcends again. Does like the second one transcend like a higher level of concept, space, and time again?
Yes. It transcends the totality of the one before. And then you get onto the realms, which transcend the entire branch of a tree, for example.
Okay.
So yes, he has extremely high hacks, resistances, and hacks. So yes, conceptual erasure of free will. What's your character going to do?
Kratos has any resistance to plot manip?
Yes, that would be fate manipulation. He has free will.
Not exactly. Fate manip and plot manip are sort of the same thing, but like plot manip is a little higher.
Can you explain to me what your definition of plot manipulation would be then?
Like plot manip basically like be like rewriting the story, and, like changing any way you want to. While fate manip would be like
okay, so Kratos is a-casual. Zeus, the Fates tried rewriting his story, for example, and having him to Ares, and he literally just said no and fucked them off.
Okay.
Is that what it is? Is that what you're trying to describe?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, so then through the Sisters of Fate, he's resisted that, and with the concept of hope as well, which gives him free will, manipulation, and so on. I should also note as well that at the end of God of War 3, Kratos actually leaves his own fiction and kills his director as well. So not even the director could rewrite his story, or stop him from killing him.
Does Kratos have any resistance to mind hacks?
Okay, so it doesn't matter. You need to debunk the claim that I made about the free will.
Yeah,
you can't skip around it.
So basically, there's this thing called the boundary.
Okay.
And yeah, basically, it's just higher than the Acer and has infinite spaces above it that transcend each other. So it'd be like
Okay, so Kratos has resisted mind manipulation before through Persephone. Persephone scales to the other gods, for example, and the other gods scale above the current Kratos, which transcends the tree of what I just described. So it would still be high outerversal mind hacks. So can you please debunk what I said, or give me a resistance to him destroying your character's free will and manipulating her through fate?
Free will. I'm gonna look for a scan real quick.
Sure. Have you found anything?
Yeah, I found one thing.
What is it?
It's basically the Amaterasu. It's just connect with these and the way the relationship is described, it's basically called a drive, and their drive is basically like their will to fight. And it was stated that one time when she died, as long as their drive is connected, that her will just keep coming back. And one time the Amaterasu unit got destroyed, and she was still able to whatchamacallit, like continue on.
Okay, so that doesn't change the fact that Kratos will still destroy her concept of free will.
Why wouldn't it?
Because nothing you just gave would resist that. He's destroying a concept, not a Matarasu or whatever. He's destroying the concept of free will for your character. Your character will not be able to make her own decisions for herself or be bound by free will. Right? She will no longer have that concept, and she will be bound to fate. Which is where Kratos comes in, and he will manipulate her entire story and kill her.
Alright, but like it's like attack Izanami, you have to attack her on the consumption level because she's basically like fused with the Azure and stuff, and the Azure is a concept. So like in order to like affect the blue, you have to affect the not the blue, the Amaterasu, you have to affect on the consumption level as well. So that they would be affecting down.
Okay, so Kratos wouldn't be attacking her or Matarasu. He would be attacking the concept of free will.
Yeah, and the drive that connects them is will. That's why I said when it got destroyed, she would still be able to.
Will is not the same as free will.
Oh, okay.
Willpower isn't free will. Who's next after this? Because whoever's next is going to get bullied by one other.
You just put an orange coat on. That's not even...
Okay, do you concede, Ghetto?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's next?
Lol. What are you doing, a gauntlet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. What's your gauntlet?
Kratos versus anyone they want in fiction.
Alright.
What is this?
Like better Kratos.
Yeah, that's Ghetto.
Yeah,
Ghetto was
fucking
echoing quite a bit.
bleach on my fucking leg.
Can you guys hear my mic alright? I think it should
Yeah.
be better now. Alright, so Kratos, do you mind if I go next then?
I'm only debating. I'll debate you after I debate the other people in their group. I'm debating their group right now. Yeah.
Damn, alright, that's fine.
It's like El Balduldra or some shit.
Kratos, it's La Buldra.
Whatever. I don't care.
Laboon these nuts, nigga. Oh. Got him.
Who's next?
Yeah.
Dio left. Wait, Chirac. Who's next? You want to be up, Chirac? Oh shit, I muted him. That's right.
Lol.
Chirac, you up next, dude?
I guess so. I mean, who else is here?
Pick ass.
You don't have to accept if you don't want to. That's fine. But
I mean, fine. Nah, I'm not gonna back down. I'll debate you. I'll debate you because why not?
Sure.
You know.
Who are you using?
Who am I using? Anyone I want?
Yep.
Alright, it's okay if I use Comp Superman?
Sure.
Sure? Okay, cool.
Equal stats?
Yeah, obviously equal stats, yeah.
Okay, equal stats and equal speed?
Equal stats, equal speed, yada yada yada, so on and so forth.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I know what Comp Superman is, and I'm not going to be stupid with this one, right? So I'm going to start off with an argument that comes from Ares. All right. So you basically heard the scaling I had before for hacks and such. So I don't think we need to go over that again unless you want to.
Actually, you know what? You want to equalize like potency of hacks this time as well? Just to make it interesting. Nah.
No.
No? Fuck. Alright, whatever. Go
I'm
ahead.
not stupid enough to do that against Comp Superman.
Sure.
Okay, so here's one argument that I want to throw by you. Okay, you basically heard what happened before, unless you weren't here, with Dio and Ghetto. Alright, so when Ares was the god of war, right, Ares had the ability to create an infinite amount of clones of Kratos to fight Kratos with the exact same abilities, weapons, hacks, you know, and resistances and such. When Kratos became the god of war, he ruled and gained all of his abilities, right, through the title of god of war and the godly abilities that were given by Athena. So Athena gave him basically the ability to create an infinite amount of clones of himself or his enemy with the exact same abilities, hacks, resistances, weapons, etc. So Kratos is going to create an infinite amount of clones of Kratos and an infinite amount of clones of every single Superman you have. What can Superman do?
Of every single Superman.
You're using comp, right?
Yeah, obviously. There's this one statement of Reaper Superman basically becoming every Superman itself. So like all not like all Superman, but like most of them, right? Most of like the base versions, right? Should be within the same like Superman as well. So you should have like abilities, hacks, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah. So imagine. So let's say there's 12 Superman. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Each singular Superman will have an infinite amount of copies of themselves going at each other.
Going at each other.
By each other, I mean that one. So let's say Superman Prime, Superboy Prime, for example, he would have an infinite amount of clones with the exact same DNA as himself trying to fight him. So he would have to deal, like, literally everything is replicated, right? The strength, durability, hacks resistances, weapons, etc.
What kind of hacks have these? Obviously, like this sounds like broken as abilities. This is from the Ouroboros, right? If I'm correct.
So I don't know what hacks your Superman have, but whatever hacks they do have, if Kratos creates a clone of them, they will have those exact hacks.
What abilities has he shown to be able to copy or like
everything?
Create
Ares
everything.
copied everything of Kratos.
Everything
Kratos still
Kratos.
fucked them up.
What has Kratos displayed at the time?
He hasn't, because he was only God of War at the start.
Well,
of
I mean,
God of War 2.
at that time, yeah. Like what abilities has he displayed when he has this ability? Like how you can copy, because it would be noble talent to say, oh yeah, he just copies every ability hacks ever.
Okay, so with what Ares did to Kratos, for example, he copied Kratos' bloodlust, rage, every single weapon Kratos had at that time, right, in God of War 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So basically, all most of his abilities, from what we saw the clones do, his mindset, his bloodlust, his weapons, his hacks resistances.
It is stated that Amazo cannot. You know who Amazo is, right?
Yep.
Amazo can do the same thing, but he cannot copy Superboy Prime's abilities at all. Because it's stated that he can't comprehend his existence. My bad. So he would have a resistance to I guess his ability being copied. So at least Superboy Prime should. So
I use Superboy Prime as an example. I wasn't explicitly trying to attack him.
No, I know. I'm just saying also just comp Superman. This would apply to all the other Supermen as well.
When you say you're saying comp Superman, so you mean every Superman, not just Clark Kent, for example. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I'm also using comp Kratos as well.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I figured so you can use shit from MK or whatever the fuck.
Oh no, I don't need MK. MK's fodder.
I mean, yeah, MK is pretty fodder, but or whatever the fuck you need. I don't even care.
Yeah. So yeah, that ability, Superboy would still be, even if Kratos doesn't create an infinite amount of clones of Superboy Prime, there will still be an infinite amount of clones of every single other Superman and Kratos. So again, let's say there's 12 Superman.
Cosmic Armor Superman should have that resistance as well, because he is a little embodiment of Superman's narrative. So you should embody, all the other Superman's narrative as well. So it's like a fusion of Superman in one. So yeah.
Sure, I'll give you that. But it wouldn't change the fact he's still facing, even if 2 Superman out of the 12 Supermen, I'm not saying there's 12, I'm just using it as an example. Even if 2 Supermen out of all 12 Supermen don't get, replicated, there would still be those 10 other infinite layers of Superman and an infinite layer of Kratoses coming after him.
Of Kratoses.
I love this argument.
Oh
yeah.
my fucking god.
I only used that because you said comp Superman, by the way.
Oh, I figured such.
I think it was a poor choice agreeing to equal stats and speed as well.
Oh my god, of course. I mean, no, it's fair it's kind of fair, but whatever.
This isn't fair at all. One Superman will be fighting an infinite amount of clones of Kratos and a replica of infinite amount of himself. That's not fair.
Of clones of Kratos.
That's not fair.
That's oh boy. Kratos is all right, so what if Superman, right? You know, he like sings and like
He
Kratos,
sings.
yeah, he sings and Kratos dies. Yeah,
Singing.
the song of the multiverse. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it like
Okay, a
cancels out.
multiverse.
It's not the not not. It's called the song of the multiverse, but it's like what it is it like it's I think it's Superman. He was using like the Miracle Machine, some bullshit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm
So
talking about?
Kratos has resisted. Yeah, Kratos has resisted the same thing in God of basically throughout
that's-
all God of War games, except for the current one. Right? There's these
Yeah.
things called the Sirens of Death, and they do the exact same thing. And you want to know how Kratos resists it?
I wasn't. I was going to explain the song and the multiverse further, but
Oh, you can if you want, but I know what you're talking about.
okay, all right. Yeah. How does he resist? I played a little bit of God of War, but
He shakes it off.
he just okay. Basically, what?
Like imagine rubbing dirt off yourself. He basically does that.
Okay. Wow.
I could show you an example of that if you want.
No, I've played some of the games. I know what you're talking about.
Sure.
Oh my god. Either way, what the song multiverse exactly does, right? It's erasure is way more potent than what Kratos resistance is. It's able to erase like true from dark side, and true from dark side exists with limbo, right? Well, actually,
True
he
form
exists
dark
above-
side is a platonic concept from what I remember, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he has feats of like cracking the source and traveling to the source and yada yada yada, and like the source exists above like infinite limbos, and like stated that like the monkey, right? He like a plot.
Yeah.
He writes all the story of the gods below.
Yeah.
So it's like erasure that bypasses like resistance to like other like kinds of like narrative erasure, pretty much and shit like that.
How
So,
high
yeah.
does that go again? Sorry. Did you
How
say
high-
that?
how high-
Superman's AP?
Well, yeah, he consistently claps true from dark side.
Okay, so if it correlates to his AP, then Kratos' resistances to conceptual erasure on a platonic level would also be the same. Because Kratos' hacks correlate to his AP.
It bypasses resistance. Bypass resistance.
Well, how can it bypass a resistance that's equal to it? That sounds like a no limits fallacy.
Never heard of hacks that bypass other resistances? Like a layer,
stating that
layer of resistance. Not like all.
Stating that it bypasses, so it doesn't bypass every resistance.
What? Okay, you know how like you could stack on resistances on top of each other. Like you can like have hacks that works when people have resistance to this other hacks.
Sure.
That's what makes hacks like really like potent and shit.
Sure.
I'm not saying like bolos like all like work on anybody because there's people who have like like higher levels of resistance.
So can you please show me? Can you demonstrate this bypassing something equal to it?
No, I'm saying that it can like work on somebody who already has resistance to this one ability. So I was trying to argue.
If it got bypassed, then it wouldn't be completely equal to it. Can you please show me something being equal to this song, for example?
It just overcame the true from dark sides of resistance. That's much it.
But it doesn't sound like true form dark side was equal to the song, or had equal resistances to the song.
No,
can you please show me an example of it bypassing something equal to it? Because I'm going to argue that Kratos' resistances are equal to this song. Can you please give me an example of it bypassing something equal to the song?
Equal to the song. What do you mean equal in what?
Okay, so let's say.
You mean like potency?
Yes.
Okay.
So the potency of the song. Give me an example of it bypassing something equal to itself in potency.
Well, I'm saying it could bypass like hacks resistance, not really like.
Yeah, and I'm saying that Kratos' hacks resistances will be equal to the potency of the song.
Well, I mean, Kitty has resistance like shit that like bypasses other kinds of erasure. Bypass the resistance to erasure.
I'm not saying that it's going to be weaker. I'm saying that it's going to be equal to the song and the potency of it. So his resistances to.
I'm not arguing
saying,
like
I'm trying to argue.
Hmm?
I'm trying to argue, right, that his resistance to conceptual erasure or erasure in general will be equal to the potency. Will be equal to the potency of the song.
I'm trying to argue.
That's what I'm trying to argue.
Kratos'
Kratos' narrative is irrelevant.
Well, it gets erased through Superman sings,
Yeah,
so it's pretty relevant.
So Kratos actually left his fiction, right? And when the director tried to manipulate his...
I'll just show you. I'll just post it in the page chat.
Yeah, so when the literal director tried changing the narrative of Kratos, right? Kratos just said no one killed the director.
No one killed the director. I'm saying he can resist shit that can not erase narratives. So like,
yeah, Kratos transcends his narrative.
Okay.
He did that by leaving his fiction and killing his director.
Okay. Superman has erased people who have done that or similar shit to that.
Superman has erased people that have transcended their fiction or their narrative.
Well, technically, yeah. Yeah,
Who?
he would transcend Limbo, yeah. He does, so.
I'm not saying Limbo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying that.
So Limbo is its own narrative, right?
Well,
it transcends the dimension. I can't remember what dimension is lower than Limbo, sorry, but Limbo transcends its...
God sphere.
Yeah, okay, God sphere. Limbo transcends the totality of all existence in the God sphere, right? It basically sees the God sphere as fiction, right?
Yeah, and
so then Limbo would be its own narrative above the God sphere, right?
Well, no, it's like a metafictional thing.
So what I'm trying to ask is, like, does each layer has its own narrative within its own, like, fiction, right? So if Limbo fictionally transcends the God sphere, Limbo would have its own fiction.
Well,
and would have
Limbo
its own
also
narrative.
writes its own narrative, the narratives of the God sphere and below. Like, it doesn't just like is a fictional transcendent. It literally like writes like the narrative.
It writes its own narrative.
Not its own narrative, but the narratives of.
Well, then it doesn't transcend its narrative.
Well, I'm saying that like. All right, hold on. You actually confused the fuck out of me.
Okay, I'll explain. Okay, the God sphere is its own fiction, right? Do you agree?
Sure.
Then that fiction has its own narrative. Then Limbo, which is above it, is another fiction which transcends the bottom one fictionally, right?
Yeah, it would just be a metafiction, yeah.
Then that fiction above it would have its own narrative within its own boundaries. And then above Limbo, it would have its own fiction that transcends the bottom one with its own narrative, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying Kratos transcended his narrative, okay?
Okay. Narrative? That's it?
Its entire narrative. Its entire story.
Entire story. Well,
his director could not do anything.
There's a lot of like metafictional shit in DC. You can have fiction that's above fiction and add in yada 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 yada. You know, it like even though it's still technically a story, it's just a story that's like beyond said other stories. So
so its narrative transcends another narrative.
So it would be a higher level than just setting one narrative. So I'm trying to argue.
That's what I was saying. Each fiction has its own narrative.
Unless like Kratos' narrative contains something that like it's bigger than Limbo.
Yeah, I explained it before with Dio, I think. Each strand, remember?
Oh yeah, I still had to do that. Fuck. Okay.
So basically, there's an infinite amount of limbos and god spheres or whatever as an equivalency.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right, time to let the fucking wank. All right. You know the statement of Mixie saying that the multiverse exists within 4 dimensions, right?
Send me it just for clarification.
Sure. All right, sure, I will. I got you. Just give me a second. You're welcome. All right, so the God sphere is described as a Platonic archetypal world, right?
Yep.
And this would also contain the form of good in the form of good is what give platonic concepts meaning. So it would be the difference between the platonic concept in the form of good would be the difference between a platonic concept and like a normal regular concept, right?
Yeah.
Which is like out of the difference. So, the gods who ought to be higher the rest, and then there, fuck, that one scan. All right, so then like limbo, fictory transcends that. There's infinite limbos, right? And then like the monosphere, it's a platonic world in comparison to limbo, which would be another higher universal transcendence, right? And then like the source infinitely above that, right? Then it loops itself, right? And then there's this one scan of Manjack saying that all existence is contained in a single book, right? This is a reference to the book of infinite pages that exists all within limbo. So take that, put it all back in limbo, and then stack it on top of stuff like an infinite more times. And then, right? Why I said the multiverse exists in 4 dimensions, right? There exists a scan about it was like Lucifer and some other lord, I believe. It describes like layers of the same structure laying on top of itself like infinite amount of times, which I could also get this. I have all these scans, which I will.
Yeah, I'm not seeing where these are getting posted, by the way.
Oh well, fuck! I was looking for them, but yeah. And then like, what you call it? Final Heaven, Fictory Transcends that. Well, yeah, Superman would scale up Final Heaven. I forgot about that. It's because Milkman, man.
I would also still like to point out that you never debunked the whole cloning thing. The
whole cloning thing?
Cloning around, yeah.
Well,
with Kratos spawning infinite clones of a Superman?
Of some Supermen?
Like all of them.
Like, well, I already said Superboy Prime.
Yeah, like not Superboy Prime. Yeah, Superboy Prime will be irrelevant though, because a clone of Kratos will fuck him up. And
Cosmic Armor Superman should have resistance to that as well, since he's literally embodiment of Superman. Like he's like Superman's concept.
So two Supermen will not be cloned. That's fine. But every single other Superman will be getting raped by an infinite amount of themselves, attacking themselves. So like, I'll give you an example, right? So let's say one Superman is this one in debate chat, all right? And the X, or then verse, and then infinity, right? So you have one Superman versus infinite versions of that one Superman.
Is this scan? Oh boy. One Superman versus infinite versions.
Can Milkman Man resist this?
Milkman Man.
Because I think Milkman Man is the strongest Superman. If I remember correctly.
Superman. Yeah, he is the strongest Superman.
So then, if the strongest Superman can't resist this, the strongest Superman would be bowling every prior Superman.
Oh boy. Is that Dream?
That's Bucky.
No, it's Bucky. Oh, never mind. They sound like, oh yeah, I was still looking for other scans.
So, like, I just want to state that the whole point of this argument you're making is irrelevant if there are an infinite amount of clones of Milkman Man.
Infinite amount of clones of Milkman Man. Oh my god. Fuck. Because
you agreed that Milkman Man was the strongest Superman, right? So if there's an infinite amount of clones of the strongest Superman, Milkman Man would be overwhelmed by an infinite amount of himself, and then the other Superman would be slowly getting decapitated next.
You know what hypertime is, right?
I do, but what do you think it is?
What I think it is? It's... Hold on. I think I have multiple scans of what hypertime is. Just give me a sec.
Sure.
Hypertime is like, it's obviously as the name would imply, it's time above time. It's literally like platonic time for like the new gods, for example. And this also contains like all versions of such character, like even like ones that exist in like other like realities and even other continuities as well. and Flash, like, destroyed it. Yet, so just like he destroyed not like when he destroyed the hyper time, he also be destroying like all of the versions of himself as well. Fuck.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure each alternate reality has different origins of the specific character within it. So not every single.
That is true. Well, I'm talking about
so not every single alternate Flash would be like, say, as fast as Barry Allen, for example. Like some could be faster, some could be slower, some might not be as strong.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah. I'm saying that like this will also include shit like from like post-crisis, like all of the post-crisis, golden age, silver age should all be equal. Like one time I believe post-crisis Superman, golden Superman still made it, and then silver age Superman, and then golden age still made it as well. So they're all equal to each other. So they all should scale. They all should scale. Well, I have scans of that. I do have scans of that.
I don't know. I don't know about each single reality scaling to each other in an equal.
I'm saying like post-crisis, golden age, silver age are equal. That's all I'm trying to say. Not just
but then there would be an infinite amount of other realities as well. So like destroying those, if they might be weaker, would be irrelevant. What's your argument? Clarify.
What I'm trying to say is that Superman can fight and win against infinite amounts versus himself. That's all I'm trying to like get at.
Infinite amounts that have the exact same abilities and mindset.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Can you please post a scan?
Because
I have a feeling that there's a difference between the cloning or replicas that you're trying to give and the ones that I'm giving.
I'm saying that like since like Flash should make constantly scales to the same Flash, she should also be able to pull off something of similar caliber.
Well, okay. Post a scan in debate chat.
Okay. Fuck. Oh my god. Alright, hold up.
This is still not feeling anything.
Huh?
It's just a joke that I have with Zach. I'm still not feeling anything.
Oh boy.
I think Bucky knows what I'm talking about.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, how many of you fuckers are there? How many like Kratos have to?
I think there's like 6 of them. I've already taken out this. Sharak will be the 3rd or 4th, I think.
Yeah. Do it for the culture, Kratos. Do it for the culture.
Oh wait.
Of course.
Fuck. Where is it? Do I have this? What the hell? Oh my. I really thought I had the scan. I really thought I posted the scan, but nah. Oh, here it is. There we go. Here it is. Obviously you want me to post like Flash, like Superman skill into the Flash.
No, I believe you.
Oh, you believe? No, okay. Like,
I don't believe it was real. I had to see it for myself. Here I can choose the reality I want. I'll be the hero we need. And then it like can't read the other part because it cuts.
Oh well, I have a. Hold on, I have a more clear scan.
Wally, I think is talking about the Still Force. The Justice League encountered it recently. A dark alternate current to the Speed Force. Well, whatever it is, we're not going to let Zoom get his hands on it. But we have another problem.
Choose the explanations for hyper time.
Wally's starting to understand, Barry.
Where the fuck is it? You tell me I didn't. Oh my god. Well, this is further supported that like, you know, like the hyper time niggas are like above retcons, shit like that. So
well, I mean, they're not. I mean, they're destroying the specific reality, right? They're not actually destroying the character personally.
well, destroying all of hyper time, and you know, it's. I mean, this would include all these realities and shit like that.
If you state that every single Flash or the Golden Age are equal, right? Then and he destroys their reality and they die, you know, that would be a contradiction.
Well, no, you just
Because if they're equal, they're dying from the explosion of their reality time. They don't scale to the characters. They're just destroying their reality, and then with that reality, they get erased.
I said post crisis. Well, this obviously is rebirth, but post crisis, Golden Age, and Silver Age are equal. But rebirth is like a culmination of those three. So
Okay.
yeah, but they shouldn't be like too much weaker than them now.
Okay, so then you have three realities which are equal to each other.
Yeah. It's also stated that like one movement.
So three Supermen that are equal to each other, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand the point of the argument.
I'm saying that Superman can beat an infinite version of himself.
When did he do that?
I'm saying he should have been doing it because like he scales to the Flash and the Flash did. So I'm trying to argue.
Okay, but the Flash didn't kill the characters. They just destroyed their reality, which was the hyper time.
They did die. Yeah.
Yes, but okay, listen.
They would be included in hyper time.
Okay, so yes, right? They would be one of the entities within each specific reality within hyper time, right? Yeah, and he's destroying hyper time, which is destroying all the realities, right? So then they wouldn't be equal if they don't transcend hyper time like these two Flashes are doing, right?
Okay.
So then they were affected by that and they aren't equal. I'm stating that each Kratos clone or Superman clone will be exactly equal in every sense.
In every sense.
Like strength.
Well, I mean, most of the Supermen would get plot hacks by cosmic armor anyways. Would get clapped. So they would be
they would have the same hacks resistance. Tay, could you please mute?
Mine.
Shit. So everyone besides Superboy Prime
and the other Superman, Cosmic Armor, I think.
Armor.
Yeah, but you already agreed that Milkman Man was stronger.
Milkman is like basically like the culmination of Superman. It's like the hold on.
Okay, just because he's a stronger Superman doesn't mean he has the same instances.
Well, no, that's not what I was trying to say. It's like it's from Recon Corps. That's the fine statement. That's what he says. Do I even have the statement? Oh my god. I do have it. What the hell?
So yeah, if Milkman Man has an infinite amount of clones, then the prior weakest man won't be able to do shit. And you still have all the clones of Kratos as well that would fuck them all up.
All the clones of Kratos that would fuck them all up.
Again, even if Milkman Man is the strongest Superman and we agreed on equal stats, then Kratos would have the same AP strength.
Wait, if it's a comp Superman, right? It would be like all the versions of Superman like combined fused into one. So wouldn't
composite is just like everything composite Kratos, for example, that's all his prior item. Or like every single
Superman. It's like every single Kratos like fused. They has abilities, items.
Not fusing.
etc., etc. Huh?
Not fusing.
Not fusing.
Unless I'm confused with what composite is.
Oh, I mean that's what I thought composite was. Composite is unless you can like, find like a definition for it, I guess.
Do you want me to give you the canon definition?
Yeah.
Sure.
Composite means anything that was canon and anything that was and is now canon. So if any version is now the actual character, you can use whatever you want. No contradictions.
Okay.
But anyways, does regardless, right?
Yeah.
Does Kratos have like any resistance to like getting pulled into a hyper story and just like that's being written to like the point that Cosmo Armor Superman wins?
What do you mean by a hyper story? Like a story like Limbo and like stuff like that?
It's basically like what he does, right? He can like plot hacks people who are like.
Oh, I already debunked plot hacks. I already debunked plot hacks before.
Plot
with the
hacks.
other dude before you, yeah.
No, I was talking about narrative erasure.
Yeah, he's not bound by any narrative. He transcended his own narrative.
Well, I was trying to argue that he could erase people without narratives.
When?
Darkseid
had his own narrative within his own story.
He exists without a story because he exists with like above limbo and shit. He's not affected by the.
I already debunked that earlier.
Well, yeah, it would just be like metafiction. Like how like Kratos, I already
debunked this earlier.
Kratos is still like fiction, right? But he'd be above his own fiction, which is basically like metafiction.
He transcended his own narrative, yeah.
Yes, that's
and through the strands of what I said before, he would transcend an infinite amount of fictional transcendences.
Well, I mean, there's infinite limbos as well. Okay,
I'm not trying to argue that there's one infinity of one fiction, right? I'm trying to. So you have the God sphere, right, and then you have limbo above that. One strand would be the God sphere, and then the one above that, right, would be limbo. Even if there are an infinite amount of limbos, it wouldn't matter because the cell after that transcends the one before completely.
Well, there's already above the infinite limbos would already be a platonic transcendence, which would be above what the just said. So,
well, there's a difference between an outerversal transcendence and an infinite transcendence.
No, I'm saying that above the infinite limbos would be the monitors.
Okay, so
which would be a platonic transcendence of that.
Yeah, and I'm arguing that each specific cell is that and transcends each other. So, like, what's the best way?
Like each one's a fictional transcendence is what you're trying to argue?
Yeah, so the different. Okay, let's say one cell strand is its own fiction, right?
Yeah.
In this case, one cell strand, right? One cell would be of that. What's above limbo?
What's above limbo? The monosphere.
Yeah. Okay, then the third cell would be a monotosphere, right? And there's an infinite amount of cells with each singular cell transcending each other. So, like, fictional transcendences are there in DC. Like,
Splash, you been sex god.
Shut the fuck up, Aqua. I'm debating it right now.
Well, he accidentally.
Yeah, I just muted little bitch. Who gives a fuck? So how many fictional transcendences are there in DC? Like the monotosphere, limbo? Yeah, so that would be the same. Wait, infinite? Are you sure? Well, I thought on the map there were only like layers, like a couple of layers.
There's said to be infinite limbos, yeah.
Well, infinite limbos would be still put in the same layer, and then the monotosphere would transcend those infinite limbos, right?
Well, no, this
So the infinite limbos transcend the monotosphere?
Well, no, obviously not. Monster transcends.
Well, then it would be irrelevant. Then it would be irrelevant if there are infinite.
No, because it's infinite amount of fictional transcendences.
Oh, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. Okay, so do you agree that the monitor sphere sees limbo as fiction?
It's way higher than that. It's like a Platonic transcendence, but
Exactly. That's what each cell is to each other.
why would each cell be a Platonic transcendence? What the hell?
Yeah, it's fucked, isn't it? Some retarded scaling.
What the hell?
But then you have the Okay, so then you have all these infinite fictional transcendences, right? And then, yeah. And then you have the universes which transcend the branch they reside on.
Hold on. All right, let me check it out. Would you post this? Debate chat?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Wait, is that the right one? Yeah. I'll try to find the others as well. So there's that one.
So actually, like
the orb you see right there, that's the universe or the realm.
The realm. Where it's every strand transcending time and transcending space.
The concepts, yeah.
I thought it said ascending space. Why
yeah, the concepts of time and space.
Specifically, why would it specifically be concepts? So, like, are these strands conceptual in nature, or like, is there anything in conceptual in nature that applies, like what? I'm just curious.
Each specific cell transcends the literal concepts of time and space. And then throughout the tree, it proceeds on.
What I'm saying is that what implies it's the concepts of time and space, not just like time and space in general. Like you should be like what 5D at max?
No, it specifies on transcending specifically concepts of time and space.
It does.
Freya describes it later on.
Oh, he does. Oh, I'm saying it's something like conceptual, like in nature that would.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
That's what I was trying to. Okay. Did you show me that or like?
Yeah, I'll try and find it.
Okay, sure. Because transcending time and space can be universal, but just depends on the context.
Yeah.
If these strands are are conceptual in nature, then.
I know.
Okay, cool. What different places?
I'm going through my scans, so I'm just sending the ones that are relevant.
Alright, cool.
Okay, here's the.
Do you guys just want to do conclusions? Because you guys are going in circles.
Wait, who is that? Oh, that's
Bucky.
That's Bucky. Oh, fuck! You changed your profile picture. You fucking confused the hell out of me.
Yeah, it's the cosmic mind, my nigga.
Who would be judging though?
Everyone here? What do you mean?
Everyone here? Oh boy!
Literally, we've all been listening.
Yeah, right.
Fallen's been watching in Detail Splash, and myself.
Yeah, right.
Don't forget about me. I want attention.
All right. Would you like to conclude first?
Who are you?
Alright. Well. Alright. Can I bring up one more argument, then we can conclude, or
sure.
Just one more. Just one more. Alright.
I don't mind.
Alright. Yeah. To further
I mean, you can just put it in your conclusion.
Well, I don't want to bring up new arguments. My conclusion. That's why.
Yeah, it's okay. Bring up the argument, but I'll have to give a rebuttal though.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, so I'll just do it now.
Then we can just conclude if you want. I don't really care.
Alright. Yeah, you were just conclude. Whatever. I don't even care.
Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay, so I don't really think. Okay, in my opinion, I don't really think Chirac ever debunked the whole cloning thing. Like every single rebuttal he gave, I feel as if I debunked it. And I think the cloning thing was the major factor of why I personally think I won, because he never really properly
Clones
debunked
GG.
that. Yeah.
No.
I never really.
Are you not done? Oh,
yeah.
my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we could have gotten into more things, like more specific hacks and such, but I think because of the whole cloning situation and the fact that he never debunked it, all the Superman would just get butt raped. Or if Milkman Man, for example, like as long as he gets like, let's say for example, the other Superman all defeat their clones. Milkman Man is the strongest Superman and transcends all the other ones. So like, infinite amount of clones of Milkman Man would overwhelm the original Milkman, and then they would just go on to the other versions of Superman, and then you have the infinite amount of clones of Kratos as well, Bash, and so on as backup. So yeah, that's my conclusion.
Okay.
You can go now.
I can go. Alright. Basically, my conclusion is that there are some Supermen who do have resistance to the cloning thing, like Cosmic Armor should in Superboy Prime, and also Milkman Man, because he's also like an embodiment of Superman as well. It's just in a higher plane, created by Recon Corps. Yada yada yada. So basically, like, what my argument is, my win condition is that Superman would just either sing and narratively erase Kratos, because of he can bypass other resistances as well, or he gets plot hacks by he gets like put in a stuff like a hyper story, and then just gets plot hacks, then written to the point where Superman wins. So yeah, that's my conclusion.
All right.
Verdict of Bucky goes to Kratos. More rebuttals goes more points. Alright, next judge.
I figured.
Splash, you want to judge?
I'm unbiased, my dude, promise.
No, I'm not mad. It's fine.
Yeah, I barely know Bucky, if that helps anything.
I figured I would lose to Kratos. I mean, I'm not surprised.
You don't want... Okay, you don't need to judge.
I feel kind of bad.
Why?
He goes... Oh,
no, it's fine. No, it's fine. Hello?
Stop.
Sage?
Fallen God.
Flash? Hello? Anyone?
Splash said he doesn't want to.
What do you want?
Wait, Fallen God, do you want to judge? Guess that's a no. I guess we only have one judge.
Has anyone?
I've been watching from the beginning. Well, at least of this one.
It's just nobody's fucking responding.
Yeah, I know. We're asking, nigga. Damn.
Forks? Anyone?
Correct. I just said I would judge.
Would you be fine with myself acting as a judge just for one vote?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
I give the point to Kratos because his argument for the strands is much stronger than the DC argument for the limbo, and then of course the monosphere. So I give my vote to.
Sure.
I can't really add on to my.
Yeah, nah. Well, GG, I guess.
Yeah, GG.
I
felt nothing from that.
Shut up.
I gotta. Where is it? Where's it at? Here it is. I've got it.
I thought of out of all the people who, dude, you're fucking bitch. Stop.
In
you need to stop
bathtub
using that quote. Alright, who's next? Who's the fucking hands next?
I think they all left. I guess King J is the last. That's
pussies, little
King
bitches.
You up, King J?
He's like, please don't stick it in me, daddy. I'm sorry.
He's jerking off right now. Damn. Nah, he's brushing his teeth or some shit.
Oh no.
He was.
Listen here, Splash. I don't care what you graduate. Your fucking name's Splash. That means you're water. I'm a solid.